What better way to spend a beautiful Sunday morning than out at the Ottawa Park rink for the DCSN HD, brought to you by Dave White Chevrolet. The place to go is Lexington Monroe. Dave White Chevrolet. Greg Franke along with John Schimmel for this, and we're going to start off with a game in the silver division. We'll have the Goalbusters, a team that has been one of the top teams in the league. They come in with a 3-2 record, and they'll play against the Drop Bears, a team that is 1-4 entering this game. They have not played each other so far in the season, so we'll see how it goes, but should be interesting. John, a lot of guys who played hockey, in fact, the majority of them played ice hockey at one time and went into playing in the inline game, and it's a good way to keep playing hockey year-round.
Absolutely, a great sport here, you know, playing roller hockey here on a beautiful Sunday morning. This is a nice day to play some hockey, and like you said, you mentioned a lot of local talent here that played locally in the local high schools. We do have one player for the Goalbusters that played for the Toledo Cherokee as well.
Yeah, a couple actually. They had Gavin Euclid was one of them, and the other gentleman that you spoke to was
Ian Helt was the gentleman's name.
Yeah. He was for St. John's as well. So a lot of experience on this, and that's one of the reasons why I think this Goalbusters team has done well during the season. And there's also some former high school players and a junior player on this Drop Bears team, and they're on the attack right now. That is Justin Snyder, and he's the one that played for a number of different junior teams.
A well-traveled man, Mr. Snyder. He played for Fort Wayne along with some junior teams in Wisconsin as well.
They play 4-on-4. They have basically the hockey rules. They typically go alignment of 2 forwards and 2 defenders, and they'd have penalties of 2 minutes. Teams play shorthanded during that time or go on the power play, so very similar to what you see in ice hockey, and it's shot out to the neutral zone. Have to try to avoid calling it center ice here today. And it is the Drop Bears in control. That's Jeremy Luce. He was a travel hockey player, and he skates pretty well. As you can see him winding up in his own end, coming out through center, but lost control. That ball is a little bouncier than a hockey puck. And it's stolen away by Euclid, Gavin Euclid from the U16 Cherokee team. Centered, a shot, and a good save by Justin Myers. He is goalkeeper from Wade High School.
Yeah, you saw a nice little snapshot there from the slot position, and if you look at both of these teams, you see with that 4-on-4 action, you should see a lot of fast-paced action in this contest.
So far, we have seen some good brushes from both teams. This is the silver division, as we mentioned. There's a gold, a silver, and a bronze division. The Drop Bears team actually was a bronze division team, and they moved up to the silver, so it's a little bit higher level of competition for this team. Their record 1-4, but they're learning to get used to that higher tempo, and they started a team in the bronze division too, so they're recruiting a lot of players for their program. There's a good pass out on the right, coming in, the shot, and another save there as Euclid broke in again. He's been very dangerous early on in this game. And now back they come the other way as the end-to-end action continues. This is Snyder breaking in, tried to go to the backhand, and it was swept away.
Good patience by Snyder. He tried to look like he was going to go that shot on the short side there, and he just waited, delayed it, went to his backhand, and goaltender was Johnny on the spot there.
Once again, they move in over the blue line. Puck is stolen away by Lou Espinoza, another former player from Whitmer, high school player. And they move out through center ice over the blue line, staying onside. This is Andrew Twig with a good pass right into the slot, and it just dribbled off the blade of Mickey Palachuk, and he had a chance to walk right in. Out they come the other way, so some good action here early in the game. Puck is stolen away, and Drop Bears Andrew Twig goes back and drops it off in the corner, and they organize, changing on the fly. Again, very similar to hockey. This has been non-stop action. It's stopped clock, but there are very few play stoppages we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's nice, especially when you do have that 4-on-4 outfit out here. You can definitely see a wider open sense of hockey out here. Nice stick handling down here, down low by the Bears, Drop Bears.
Shot went wide, and they start out again. And you can see right there that Euclid is a tough player to contain. And Ian Helt, number 11. Those two, we mentioned the players from the Cherokee program. And they certainly can wheel out there. Literally, they can wheel. Pass out to the right, and out they come. The passing is so key. Tends to be an individual game at times, but if you can play utilizing your teammates and work together some combination passes, you can do very well. There's another save made by Justin Myers, and he's been the busier of the two goalies, although probably the best chance of the whole game was for the Drop Bears when the player walked right in front and it just dribbled off his stick. And that puck does bounce a dribble. It really does dribble.
It does bounce a little bit out there, you know, playing on the surface out there. But like you said, Schneider came in with a nice scoring chance for the Drop Bears just a few moments ago.
Up far side and up break the goal busters again. Trying to go one-on-one at the line, and it's broken up. And then they go offside. It's impressive how they can, especially when you're used to playing hockey, it's a totally different manner of stopping. And to master that and be able to change directions quickly on the rollerblades is very, very important skill, and impressive that they're able to do it as well as they do. But the two skills are quite readily transferable. And you see a lot of guys that skate well on ice, and they skate well out here. Speaking of good skating, look at these strides through center ice. Center ice, here it is, Andrew Twigg through the neutral zone, we'll call it. Into the corner, this is Jeremy Luce. Look at him roll out, literally roll out of the corner.
Nice job by Twigg on there, really battling in the corner, trying to center something up there in front of the goalie, but to no avail. But he made a nice defensive play earlier in that last possession down in their own end. And as you can see, he's got a lot of speed out there.
Out to the goal busters end as Justin Yeater picks it up, gives it across to Ian Helt. Same principles, try to change the point of the attack, go across a D-to-D pass, open up the ice, headman the puck, get going. And here they have a 3-on-2 break. In over the line goes Justin Yeater, and that shot was blocked by Andrew Twigg. And he moves out with the puck to center ice. Players kind of bunched together at the blue line there, but they spread out. He made a centering attempt, broken up, and here's a 3-on-2 in transition. Back the other way, led by Evan Cote of the Goal Busters. A backhanded centering attempt is broken up, but the Goal Busters are still in possession. A backhand pass out from the corner, walk in front, the shot, and a save is made again by Justin Myers. They've definitely had some pressure on him, and they still are swirling around. Backhand shot, another save.
Yeah, just a moment ago, Cote had an excellent scoring chance there from the near side slot position.
And another shot, and this time they score as they pass it from the corner out to the far side. And a quick release and a goal to make it 1-0 with 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go. And what's been a pretty exciting first period, and the goal was scored by Ian Helt.
Yeah, it was a nice pass right out there. He was parked right off to the right-hand side of the goaltender, and he just slams it home for the first goal of this contest as the Goal Busters lead the Drop Bears 1-0.
You saw they had a lot of pressure going on in the Drop Bear zone. Prior to that, some sustained pressure. Justin Wade had already made a couple of saves. And finally they got the open man. Another shot, and he makes the stop. Cleared up to the line, intercepted, shot through traffic by Justin Yeater was blocked. They work it out, far side, shift to the backhand across. Another opportunity and a goal again as that backhander is slotted home. And this time it's Justin Yeater who's the marksman.
Yeater right there out in front, parks himself out in front here on the replay. You see, nice pass, partially deflected, goes to the backhand and goes to the near side. Two quick goals for the Goal Busters.
Yeah, we had quite a good tempo going for that first 6 minutes, and it was all even. Here's Snyder breaking again, and a good save there as that puck was just swept aside. Good move there, a dangerous one, but Nieder was able to come out with it. This Goldbuster team is passing the puck pretty well up the ice. Now it's a drop pass back, the shot, and that one goes wide as Justin Nieder from Perrysburg looking for another goal. Several players on this team, in addition to the Cherokee players that played for high school teams in the area. And back come the Bears again. This is Justin Snyder once more, and the puck was tipped out of play with 4:39 left to go.
Yeah, Snyder coming on this near side on the rush, coming with speed, just send that a little bit high over the goaltender. He's had 3 quality scoring chances for today's game for the Drop Bears. As you look at here, coming into the zone, Greg, as you see the Goldbusters again are trying to apply some pressure.
And it was cleared, an errant clearing attempt, and shot nearly made it 3-0 right there, but just went wide. And out they come back to center ice. Center ice, I have to find myself a nickel for every time I say that. Shot in. Here's another chance. Nieder, and he stopped on the short side there. And over to get it is Evan Cote. Put it in front. It was pretty even back and forth for about the first 6 minutes, but the Goldbusters really seem to take over now, and a lot of this game is being played in the Drop Bears end.
Yeah, you see the puck possession that they've had down here, but playing pressure in this zone.
Shot was blocked in front.
Come on, guys.
They have been passing the puck around here pretty well, or passing the ball around pretty well. All kinds of new terminology that you have to learn for this. There's a shot in front and a good save. Justin Myers has played a very good first period. Otherwise, the score could be even more than it is. A couple of missed opportunities also by the Goldbusters.
Yeah, right now the Goldbusters, their goaltender's playing fairly well in net right now. He's had quite a few shots here in this first period of play.
Face off, left of the goalkeeper. And it just rolls out to the neutral zone. Over to the far side, and they'll have a chance to get in. You don't see as much dumping the puck. There's no physical checking that is allowed. And so it's not as much of a game that's geared around getting the puck deep in the end and forechecking. You want to maintain possession, which is an exciting aspect of the game, and it's good training, too, for ice hockey players. Really work on those puck control skills and passing skills. Breaking in is Ian Helt. Looking for somebody to break into the clear. Nice pass wide, a shot one time wide of the goal into the far corner. And you do get the ability to forecheck. We have a delayed call here, but it's taken off. And wheeling back with it is Ian Helt. You can't take the player into the boards, but you can try to tie him up with a stick, as long as you don't hook or cross-check. There's a shot, save, rebound, goal. And that one's put in by Alex Taylor from Clay. And now the score is 3-0.
Yeah, you saw Taylor coming with a point-blank shot on that last play. We'll get a replay here in a moment. Comes in here with a wrister, tried to go 5-hole on that, and comes back with a rebound and sends that win just over the glove side. Makes it a 3-0 game.
Face off. And there you see a shoot in. If you can get to that ball first, then you could try to establish some possession in the zone, but it's much more geared around possession rather than territorial play. That puck is stolen. Nieder puts it out, center ice, and it gets to A.J. Glover. Glover with a good move. He walks in, and it just rolled off his stick there as he tried to go to the backhand.
Tried to split the defense on that one. Like he said, he tried to go backhand on the short side.
And that one rolls in. It was deflected. The goalkeeper was moving to the right, and it deflected back to the left. And now it is 4-0 for the Goldbusters. And it almost appears that the Drop Bears came out and decided they were going to try to skate with the Goldbusters and match them in terms of tempo, but it's finally caught up to them now. They played a scoreless first 6 minutes, but now it's 4-0.
You see the shot from the point. It looked like it might have been partially deflected on that last play. But again, 4 unanswered goals here in this first period. They've really turned it on, and like you said, a great job with the puck possession, or ball possession, if you will.
Here's a shot from a sharp angle. Goes wide. The Drop Bears team, they skate pretty well. I think that's been the difference, is the coordinated passing. There's a good drop pass, though. They break in, and an opportunity for Lou Espinoza. He couldn't get the backhand on goal, but a neat little drop pass to the player cutting behind. That was a clever setup. Gave them a scoring chance. Back they come the other way. Eater tried a behind the back, no-look pass was intercepted. Espinoza tried to get it out over the blue line, did. They have to get back onside. They shoot it in. That's out to center. Here's Snyder. It's a 2-on-1 break. Snyder centered it for Espinoza. He got the puck back. His shot was blocked. So the Drop Bears are starting to generate some scoring opportunities here now.
Nice defensive play by Adam Thomas, breaking up that 2-on-1 opportunity.
Moving in. Eater again has already got 2 goals. Shot, that was stopped. And out come the Drop Bears again. Nobody to go to, and it's stolen right away by Eater. A good back-checking job. Deflected away from him. Laid it out, and that shot goes wide. Over to the near side with 20 seconds left. Try to just get that ball out of there and not give up anything in the final seconds, but instead they take, what do you call it, icing?
Yeah.
I guess you still call it icing.
You know,
and they go back for the face-off.
You know, Greg, that's pretty much been the first stoppage in play for an icing in this first period of play with 12 seconds left. You know, it's been a very fastly played first period of action.
That's been one of the more appealing aspects of the game. I think it probably is the case in general with roller hockey. There are fewer stoppages in play. Right out in front. It's similar to indoor lacrosse. Out in front and stopped again by Justin Myers with 3.5 seconds remaining.
Again, excellent pressure applied down there by the goal busters.
You don't get nearly as many situations where they're freezing the puck along the boards and taking face-offs. With a lot more free-flowing action. And that is the end of the first period. So 4-0 the score. Goalbusters leading. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Ready for the second period here, as the Goalbusters have busted through 4 times, all in the final 6 minutes of the first period. And I think the hockey teams could learn a lot from what they've seen out here. I think they've exhibited the kind of control and their integrated passing that probably you don't see quite to that extent with most of the hockey teams in the area. So certainly something that has been impressive from their standpoint.
It was very impressive. If you look at the tape-to-tape passing that was going out here with a ball that's bouncing, they're able to settle that ball down, and they did a very efficient job here in that first period of play.
It is very good for hockey players to play inline hockey, especially if they play with players they're familiar with. There's a save by Charlie Colwell. He didn't have too much to do in the first period, although he did make a couple of saves, and he kicked that one out from Lou Espinoza. 1 or 2 pretty good opportunities. A 2-on-1 that was broken up, the one where the player walked in, it rolled away, but he makes another save there. So the Drop Bears come out strong at the start of the period, but here's another transition play. Getting back to break it up, though, was Jeremy Luce. They come on, though, again, shot by Eater, and that was stopped by Justin Myers to hold on. And that's what you see a lot, especially it's a small surface here. And you'll get a lot of that transition attack with plays broken up, and they'll come back 3-on-2 or 2-on-1. We've seen a few of those so far.
Yeah, it was a nice job for one of the players for the Goalbusters trying to stay on side. Did a nice job for that scoring opportunity.
Here comes Justin Snyder again. He's definitely the most dangerous of these Drop Bears. Just swept away, but he maintained control below the goal. Put out in front and intercepted out to center ice. Over the blue line, and they attack on the left wing. A nice drop pass back again. Shot and a save by Myers. Probably you tend to think more about the offensive part of the game, but the defense is just as important as well. And a few times they've been able to drop that puck back to a player that is unchecked and get shots, that's something the drop bears will have to adjust to and pick up that trailer.
As you mentioned, that was a beautiful drop pass on that last possession for the goalbusters, and you see the blistering wrist shot that was stopped by the goaltender for the drop bears.
Play with your head on a swivel, especially here because the transition game is very fast.
Until you talk about the positioning, Greg, as well, the positioning of the defense as well during this game, very crucial.
The goalbusters have been able to set up and start passing the puck around in the offensive end a little bit more, and that's when it really becomes important to stick to the disciplined defensive system with your defensive zone coverage. To the blue line, I'm sure these teams, they don't have a lot of time practicing systems and so forth, but it's just the fundamentals of the game. Play your position, be aware of players that are possible pass receivers. They're usually the most dangerous players on the surface. There's some good stick handling below the goal by Euclid. Finally, he had it taken off of him by Andrew Twigg. He stole it right back, though, put it out in front, and it was just bouncing. Cote could not get a shot, and a quick break the other way. This is Kenneth Lewis breaking out. Kenneth Lewis, they picked him up for this game. He's played with a couple of different teams. Substitute player. Here's a 3-on-1. Another one of these transition breaks. Took the shot from a hard angle and went wide.
Yeah, he's trying to go top shelf, short side on that play. Just sent it wide.
Really have the spacing to make a pass either back or across. In they come. Yeater with some good stick handling off the bar. He can't believe that one didn't go in.
He danced through there on that one, split the defense on that, and just hits the goalpost on that one. Excellent scoring chance again for the goalbusters.
Well, he thought that was in for sure. He'd already started into. He said he danced through the defense, and then he started a goal-scoring dance, and then realized the puck didn't go in.
Yeah, he thought he buried on that one. I thought he did too, but it hits the post. Tries to get that 5th goal on the board.
Justin Myers has played well in goal, and his effort helped out there by the goalie's best friend. Whether you're playing ice hockey or inline hockey, the post is that. Look at that, breaking out. This is Jeremy Luce skating very quickly, and a shot. And did he score, or was it kicked out of play?
That went out of play, went above the boards on that last one.
But he really
Lou's got some speed.
With that ball there through center zone.
There's been a couple occasions where he's been able to flash that speed on this.
I don't think there's a great difference, probably somewhat of an edge for the goalbusters, but I don't think in terms of the skating ability there's a tremendous difference in speed. There's some good skaters on this Drop Bears team, but I definitely think that it's the team play that is the separating factor between the two in this game. Played up, and out come the goalbusters again. They're in 4th place in the league. They played a couple of the teams ahead of them in the standings and only lost very tight games. So they're just about as good as anybody in this league, and certainly beat anyone on a given night, or a given Sunday afternoon, as it were. And a stoppage in play here.
As you did mention, they have 3 losses on the season thus far. One of them was an overtime loss to the Sauce Bosses. Overall, their 3 losses were by a goal in each one of those games, I believe.
They lost to the Sauce. They lost to the Sauce Bosses and the Whalers. They're 2 teams ahead of them in the standings. They handled the Glass City Mallards pretty well. Their overall record is 3-2. The Chupacabras are the first place team at 4-0. There's a shot to save. Colwell's been a little busier here in the second period than he was in the first, but he's been up to the task. He's a big guy. He covers a lot of that goal, and of course with the pads you get down there and you don't have a lot to shoot at.
Yeah, he definitely a presence in net, as you can see. It's kind of hard to find an area to try to score on him.
His average 3.75 and 82% save percentage. Here's a chance for Snyder walking right down the middle. fired from the deep slot, and Colwell made the save as he tried to pick the corner.
Yeah, it was a nice wrist shot there, as you mentioned, from the slot position on that one, but Caldwell comes up big again.
Justin Myers, the goalie for the Drop Bears, 6.5 goals against average and a 70.5 save percentage. Save percentages tend to be a little bit lower, and the goals against average is a little higher in inline hockey than ice hockey. It's a very offensive-oriented game. Below the goal line, especially without the body checking, that certainly gives the attacking players a little bit more room to freely roam. And that ball is frozen by Colwell.
You know, the lack of body checking, the fact that we have 4-on-4 that allows more space, as you mentioned, for more creative opportunities for both of these teams.
Everybody likes the 4-on-4 overtime in the NHL so well, and they basically play that way the entire game. There's a great pass for a wide open shot. Colwell with the save as he again keeps the Drop Bears off the board. Chad Hempsch walked right in and was just stifled. And a great save, the best of the game by far by Colwell to this point. And finally, it is the Ghostbusters just trying to clear the zone to take the pressure off. In comes Lou Espinoza. He makes a good move. He walks in, backhand shot. Colwell again with a save.
He stones him on that backhand, looking to go 5-hole on that.
Good move, sweeping wide of the attempted check there. Attempted stick check. They get over the blue line. Trailer is there. Drop pass. Cote. Players go tumbling because they do wear the shin pads and the knee protectors. At least some of the players do, and it's a good thing that actually not many of them do, but he did and was very fortunate. Here's another rush. Snyder in. Colwell has really been a lot more active here in this second period than he was in the first.
Colwell did a nice job just poking that puck away with a stick. He's done a really nice job in net. In this period, I tell you, Greg, in this period, the Drop Bears have applied a lot more pressure in this second period of play.
They probably had the better of the scoring chances, but there's a good scoring chance walking wide. And the shot just, maybe the goalie got a piece of it as Ian Helt walked in.
You look at the shots on goal, the Goalbusters have 20 shots compared to the Drop Bears 12. And it's been pretty indicative here in the second period of play as the Drop Bears definitely have picked up the pace of play.
They played well for the first 6 minutes of the first period, too. It was just that last 6 minutes where the Goalbusters really picked it up, but now the Drop Bears are coming on again. Here's a good rush by Andrew Twigg. He twists his way in with a shot and another save. If Colwell hasn't been as sharp as he's been, this might be a close game again already.
That was an excellent scoring chance again. He walks right in on the goaltender. Nice glove save by Caldwell on that. Here we have on the replay. He comes in, splits the defense here. Comes with a wrist shot, tries to go glove side. It actually hits the pad. And a nice save again by Caldwell, keeping it a 4-0 game.
Centering pass, nearly got a stick on it, and out they wheel. Back to center ice with the neutral zone. Couldn't get over the blue line. Here they regroup. Ian Helt gonna make another attempt at it. Wingers on each side. Managed to break through the attempted poke check. Cote in the corner. And that is covered up. With 5:13 to go. We were mentioning Justin Myers' name constantly in the first period. He's had a chance to recuperate a little as the pressure has been on Colwell at the other end. Back of the goal, looking for a centering pass. Adam Thomas out on the right side now for Helt. Good give and go there, a one-touch backhand pass from the corner. Couldn't get a strong shot away, though, and it's covered up.
That was a beautiful pass right there on that give and goal set up there, but goaltender for the Drop Bears was standing tall there. As you can see, the pass right on net. Not much of a shot on goal, but again, standing tall on net, keeping it a 4-0 game.
Helt tried to center it, but it was intercepted, and here's Andrew Twig, who made a great rush a moment ago, now trying again. And sweet check relieved him of the puck. And back they come out on the left wing. Another good rush. And again, just unable to get the shot off Gavin Euclid, as it was just checked away from him at the last moment out to the neutral zone. Over the blue line with it is number 98, David Jones. A drop pass goes astray, and here's another one of those quick counterattacks. On the left, breaking in, Euclid, shot, good save, Myers. And now he's being called upon to enter the game again. He came up big there.
Stones him on that little breakaway attempt on that last play. Excellent job. He's played a nice job in this second period of play.
Long pass, skating onto it here is Snyder behind the defense. Goes to the forehand, and again he is thwarted by Charlie Colwell.
Huge save by Colwell again on that play. Excellent outlet pass. As we come up on the replay, right out in front, was very patient with the puck, and a nice save again by Caldwell. He's made 2 or 3 big saves here in this second period of play.
That was a great long pass from deep in the defensive zone. Caught him on the fly, no two-line pass rule. And Snyder utilizing that speed to get behind the defense. Looked like he was maybe going to get the Drop Bears on the board. They could have 3 or 4 goals the way things have gone here in the second period.
Yeah, Caldwell's been staying on his head in the second period of play, nullifying several scoring chances for the Drop Bears.
Laid around the boards, far side, trapped by Justin Snyder, and out he comes. Snyder going wide around A.J. Glover. He walks in again, another shot, and Colwell, he covers so much of the goal, he's very tough to beat.
Yeah, coming on that, Snyder came with speed on that last play, looking to go to short side. He did have someone on that far side post, but he decided to take the shot here. Here he comes in, walks in, gets the shot there, but able to stand tall in net again as Caldwell.
Back of the goal, it is picked up by Adam Thomas. They work it out on the left wing. Here they come again. Forwards crisscrossing. The shot goes wide by A.J. Glover. Alex Taylor, back of the goal. Tried to center that from a sharp angle. Cleared back up. Kept in at the left point. It was a dangerous move. It could have been a breakaway. Now they are going to have a 2-on-1. Snyder got a pass from Twig. Again, he's in alone. This time he does go to the man on the offside. And the shot was kicked out or hit the post. And once again, Colwell comes up big.
I think Caldwell saved that one with his legs that he flopped down on that play. Excellent scoring opportunity again by the Bears.
He stopped Snyder coming in alone. He stopped him when he passed across on the 2-on-1. He has played an outstanding second period here, maintaining the shutout with just over 2 minutes to go in the second period. A game consisting of 3 periods, 12 minutes each. A slap shot from the blue line by Chad Empsch was deflected wide. Played it back, and Jeremy Luce lost his footing for a moment, recovered nicely, and worked it back out for Twig, and they go offside, though. Their timing got a little thrown off when the defender went down for a moment. And this Drop Bears team has really come on and showed a lot here in the second period.
You know, guys like Schneider's got to be thinking to himself, what do I got to do to bury one home? You know, Caldwell's been staying on his head this entire second period of play. This could be a tie game based on the scoring chances in the second period.
Face off. Controlled. Here come the goal busters again. This is Cote. Took a long shot. Wide. And then they drop it back in their own goal. Kenneth Lewis. Back for Andrew Twig. Got past Cote. And he's going to lead the rush over the blue line. Tried to slip through the defenders, did, and got a shot, save, rebound, and that one goes over the top on the far side. And another great rush by Andrew Twigg. He's launched a lot of those from the defense position over on the right wing. Get in too deep, you don't really want to make a stick handling maneuver because you're already in range to set up a screen shot. We've seen that a couple of times where they maybe make that extra move. That puck is stolen. That ball is stolen by Gavin Euclid, and he scores through the 5-hole there to make it 5-0 after what looked like it was shaping up as a scoreless period. They finally get one with 40 seconds left.
Yeah, Euclid gets that on the turnover as we look at the replay here. Nice job. Nice little wrister, goes from the heel to the toe of the stick and buries that one home. 8th goal in the season, 12 points thus far for Euclid.
From the goal busters again. Try that centering pass, and they got a good shot there as Helt set up Yeater, who got 2 goals in the first period. Twig with a long pass. That's dangerous, though. It's broken up, and a break in the other direction. A good shot there. Snapped on goal by Euclid. Justin Myers with the save. Cote with it. Nice pass into the slot, and that shot quickly off the stick of Helt goes wide.
2-1.
And they just try to skate off the final seconds. And the second period is over. A much more competitive period, but the only goal in the final minute goes to the goal busters, and after 2 periods, they lead 5-0. Here we go for the third period. It's a 5-0 game, but it's been a very exciting game, especially that second period. Charlie Colwell came over and we congratulated on his excellent play in that second period. He said, yeah, I only faced a couple of shots in the first period. All of a sudden, they were all over me in that second period. And there's a centering attempt, and Justin Myers stopped it. They let him go ahead and stop the play. Haven't had any penalties yet here.
Yeah, briskly played games thus far between the Polar Bears, or for the goal busters, I should say, and the Drop Bears.
And again, Myers will opt to freeze the ball.
You just saw the statistics on the face-offs, the goal busters. It's been fairly even. It looked like a 10-8 face-off advantage for the goal busters.
You know, earlier I thought the difference was clearly the team play of the goal busters, which I still think is the case, but the Drop Bears started to show a lot in that second period as well. They really raised their game. And it was only the fine work of Colwell that's kept it a one-sided score. And there's a chance for another goal, but Myers was able to get over and stop it before that A.J. Glover could tuck it in. And he's had to freeze that puck quite often here in the early part of this third period.
You see unopposed right there at the doorstep. Tries to get the wrister up there, but a nice save again by Myers with the glove save.
Out comes David Jones. Tried to scrape that puck in front. David Jones, another one of the players from Waite. Around the boards. There. See, there's only got one forechecker in, so if they don't have a way to come out, they can drop it back and try again. They got that second forechecker to come in now and try to apply pressure. Snyder almost was able to steal the puck away, but they did a pretty good job keeping them from breaking out. Finally, they do, however. That's where some patience pays off. Yeater lost it, though. And here is David Jones wheeling back in. Drop pass back. Snyder keeps it in at the blue line. Lost it, though. And it's a 3-on-1 potentially, but the pass just missed Justin Yeater. You really have to be careful, especially because it's a small surface out here. If you stick handle the puck in the wrong place in a dangerous area, we've seen so many transition plays come back the other way as a result of that.
Other thing too, Gray, is we talked earlier about the positioning of the players on that last play. You had your defenseman try to pinch in a little bit. That almost scored on the turnover, almost had a breakaway opportunity on that last play for the Goalbusters.
He got to it, but he had to race over the blue line to keep it from going out to the neutral zone, and by that time he wasn't really in the best position to make a play. And next thing you know, it was almost a 3-on-1. Back of the goal, here is Justin Yeater. He's got some room to skate. Over the blue line, Yeater with a good move. Dropped it back. And Gavin Euclid almost cut in front. And then they do get a shot, and that one just goes wide. Goalbusters going back to what they were doing in the first period. Setting up in the offensive end and moving the puck around. But here they come again with a quick transition. Getting back in a hurry, though, is Euclid to break it up. Colwell plays it a little dangerously, but got away with it. Charlie told us he just played some goal in Bantam. I'll tell you what, he learned his lessons well because he's been extremely effective in this game. Nice drop pass, shot, save, and it's cleared. Out to center ice. Played out over the right wing, stepping in over the blue line. Here they come again with some good passing just off the stick of Ian Helt. Hit him in the heel of the stick, and he just couldn't quite kick it up into shooting position. Drop Bears scrambling a little bit, trying to come out. Kept in by some good work. Finally, they get it out to the neutral zone. Stolen away again by Dave Nowak. Played it wide. Intercepted. This is Andrew Twig. He's been a very shifty player. There he is, breaking through everyone again. And shoots in a save by Colwell with his right pad.
Colwell again stands tall on that opportunity. Walked through the defense again. Point blank shot. Colwell stands up to the task.
Here is Nowak over the blue line. Good pass back, the shot, and stopped by Justin Myers off of Euclid. You see they allow slap shots. We've seen a couple of full slap shots. Mostly they'll just bring that stick back, more of a snap type shot.
Again, another drop pass right there, goes to the slot. Easy save there for the goaltender.
He was able to cover the rebound, which was important. That was a hard shot that wasn't necessarily the easiest to control, although it was not a difficult save. Here's a dangerous pass behind the back blind. Intercepted, sent across the crease. Cote slaps it from a really hard angle. That was blocked.
Run on both sides! Get it out, board! Get it out, board!
7 minutes and counting left to go. Good pass. Twig on the move. He's been about as dangerous as anybody. Actually, that is 99. That's Jeremy Luce. And once again, he can't get that puck past Colwell.
Huge save. He showed tremendous patience with that puck on that ball on that play. Waited, tried to go glove side. Huge save. Here we see it. Comes in, patient to his backhand to forehand. Nice wrister, beautiful save again by Colwell.
Well, they get that good long pass out. Luce, a very good skater. He's played a lot of travel hockey. They got some good skaters on this Drop Bears team. Shot, Myers with the save. Twig has been very impressive with his speed. Snyder has been impressive. Luce has been impressive. They've got the guys who can match the raw speed of the Goalbusters. And again, I think in terms of quality scoring opportunities throughout the entire game, it's pretty even now.
Absolutely. I think, Schneider, as you mentioned, he had about 4 or 5 scoring opportunities within that first 2 periods of play.
Well, they had a couple in the first 6 minutes they couldn't cash in on, and then they had a boatload in the second period, and they've had a couple more here in the third, and there's another one. As just running out of room was David Jones. Out they come with a long pass the other way. Alex Taylor. And a little backhand pass attempt he tried to feather in front was knocked down. The transition play is just so quick. We have seen it time and time again here. This is a slap shot from the blue line that's knocked down. Out come the Drop Bears. Had to work it indirect off the boards, but broken up. Snyder against Yeater. That doesn't get over the blue line. They shoot it in. They'll have to tag up and keep the play going. Under 5.5 minutes left. In a very entertaining game, even though it's 5-0. And especially since the end of the first period, and the first 6 minutes were exciting. It was really just the second half of the first period that made the difference. Other than that, it's been a pretty evenly contested game. In fact, I would say very evenly contested.
Yeah.
Long pass again, right there for a clear breakaway. Jones coming in, going to test Colwell. Again, no dice.
Came with speed, and again, he was stoned again by Caldwell.
I don't think I would have said this at the end of the first period. I wouldn't have thought there was much chance of saying it, but I think Colwell's almost the player of the game.
He's stopped so many close opportunity scoring chances.
Right in front, and can they tip it in? No. Meyer kept it out. He's played a pretty good game too, Justin Myers, and he needs a little bit of a rest down there.
I think that's why he's laying on the ice. You would say it's the ice, but
looks like the ice. Sometimes it is the ice during the winter, but now it's the floor. 4:33 left to go. And of course, Colwell would like to get the shutout. Any goalie would in this situation.
yeah,
He has not had a shutout. He's trying for his first one of the year, and it's not for lack of shots against him. He will have earned it, absolutely, if he's able to get it. Twig drew that puck back with a toe drag, got it back again below the goal line. You know, the Drop Bears would like to break onto the scoreboard before this game is over. I'm sure they're thinking about that. Shot off the side of the goal there by Chad Emch. Skating through the middle. One thing you notice is the defensemen, they have a tendency to back in and give the forwards room, and they can't body checks. They have to stick check, and they don't have quite the same ability to stand up at the blue line as a defenseman in ice hockey would have. So consequently, a little more successful in one-on-one rushes than you see on the ice typically. Out it comes. This is Chad Emch winding up, shooting it, and saved. Caldwell got the toe of his skate on that. Under 3.5 minutes to go. Intercepted, carried in by Justin Yeater. Split the defense, tipped away. Here's a chance for Cote, and he wristed that one wide. There's a wide pass and a shot, and just over the top. Quick release there by Justin Yeater off a fine pass over there from the right point.
yeah, Yeater had a wide open shot on that last play. The defenseman was kind of pinching in over to the left, and he had a clear scoring chance on that last play from the slot.
Had he been able to just keep that shot a little under control, keep it down a bit, he would have had a goal because keeper could not get over there in time. Shots blocked. That's almost what the Drop Bears have to do to score. They have been completely unable to beat Colwell on an initial shot. They almost have to make a quick pass so there's an open goal that he can't get over for, because there's not much room to put that puck past him on a first shot that's directly off a rush. That one goes wide on a pass attempt. Intercepted by Gavin Euclid. He starts up with a good move as he dips the shoulder to the left and breaks out. Cuts through the middle. That stick checked away. Maintaining possession right out in front. A stop by Myers with 2:18 left to play.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, to get on the board, it looks like you got to get some type of a deflection, whether it's a screen, a rebound off of something, because that initial shot, as you mentioned, Caldwell's basically stolen the entire game.
There's just nowhere to go against him, basically. And he stopped a couple of clean breakaways. they maybe tried to go 5-hole or a direct shot. There's a save, another one. That was a good save with the blocker off of Justin Snyder. Knocked down with the glove by Adam Thomas. Out to center. There's a pass attempt and a chance for Espinoza. The goalie came out or was able to cover it up. And a face-off to the left with 1:51 to go.
As we mentioned, Caldwell's done a tremendous job in net with just about 1:45 left, looking for the shutout, first of the year.
Yeah, maybe it'll be his first shutout since those Bantam days. Trying to put it through about 3 bodies, deflected, cleared back out to the neutral zone. Here's Snyder. Don't count that shutout yet. Snyder very nearly broke in alone, but a good defensive play made by Dave Nowak.
Some good-natured ribbon out there between Schneider and
Nowak had to rely, I think, on smarts and savvy there to break that up. I don't think he could go stride for stride with Snyder.
His guile.
That's probably what they were laughing about. And she mugging for the camera, saying, "You see how I broke up that rush?" Shutout, quite possibly. Oh, I'll have to share a libation with him after the game or something. And one thing we learned is when you're right there near the action, you got to be alert. That ball didn't miss us by too much. Calling rinkside here today. Out to center zone after it is Yeater. I think if I was the Goal Busters, I think might have another chance for another goal, but Cote puts it wide. I think if I was the Goal Busters, I wouldn't try to devote too many men to the attack right now. Let's keep some defenders back and save the shutout. Cleared all the way down the ice, or the parent ice. Tried to center it. Good moves there. In tight quarters, out in front, goal. And just as in the second period, it looks like the only goal is going to come in the final minute. Gavin Euclid scoring to make it 6-0.
Yeah, you had 2 guys right in front of the net right here. Pass right into the center. Euclid right on the doorstep, sends a backhand. Gets the 6th goal of this game for the Goal Busters.
One more try by Twig. He walks through everybody, and again, he just can't lift it over that pad. Had he been able to get it up, it was in, and he knows it. But Colwell was at least able to get that pad where he needed to be to force him to make a good shot. And he got it up, but not high enough. And that's going to probably be it as they get out to the neutral zone with 15 seconds to go. And they will try to maintain possession and prevent a final scoring chance by the Drop Bears. And Dave Nowak, pardon me, it is Dave Nowak. And fittingly, after he made that great defensive play to stop a would-be breakaway with a little over a minute to go, and they mobbed Charlie Colwell, who only faced a couple of shots in the whole first period. But boy, did he stand on his head in the last 2 periods.
Oh.
Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Final score, 6-0.